If you're looking for a story that can effortlessly shift between sweet, sweet romance and unsettling horror, I might just have the manga for you. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about volume number 1 of I Want to Hold Aono-kun So Badly, I Could Die. This one is written by Umi Shiina. It is released in English by Kodansha. If you want to check out all of the publication information as well as links to where you can pick this one up, I'll have those down in the description below. In I Want to Hold Aono-kun So Badly, main character Yuri Kuria is a girl who seems a little bit awkward and seems to live most of her life inside her own head. However, one day she builds up the courage to confess her feelings to Ryuhei Ono. Shockingly, Ono is actually receptive to her feelings and the two begin to date. However, 2 weeks later, Aono-kun tragically dies in a car accident. Overcome with grief, Kuria decides that she's just going to end her life. But before she can do so, the spirit, the ghost of Ano, appears before her and pleads with her to continue to live on, and says that if she does so, he'll stay by her side. However, there is a catch to all this. Ono doesn't quite seem right. There's subtle shifts in his personality and behavior that has Kuria worried. I really enjoyed this first volume, and there's so many different things going on and so many reasons that I enjoyed this, but it really just boils down to good writing and solid use of artwork. Now, in terms of the writing itself, this book shifts so effortlessly between these sweet moments of romance and relationship building between Kuria and Aono to unsettling, uncomfortable, scary moments that kind of make you not look at any other sweet moment between the two the same afterwards. There are things that Shiina does with the writing that tell you so much about characters, and all it takes is just a couple of panels. It really, really works. There is a lot that we intuitively are able to get from the artwork, from the writing, that gives us everything that we need to know about these characters, or starts tweaking our warning bells about, well, maybe Aono, even in real life, like living Aono, maybe he wasn't as great a guy as what we think. Maybe these shifts in his personality as a spirit, maybe there's more to it. Maybe it's not just, oh, he's corrupted or he's changed because he's a spirit or any other number of things, which adds a whole other level of sort of horror to this story. And there's a lot of other very spoilerish things that I don't want to get into because this is a first volume. I want to stick spoiler free. I'll probably get into more detailed discussion as I read more of these because I am definitely going to read more of this series. There's really just no way that I can put this down right now. As I said, the writing is so solid, and the artwork, I did mention that the artwork helps to sell this too. Now, the artwork, and I'm putting some, pieces of the artwork here as I'm talking, you'll notice it's pretty simple. Like, the character designs aren't super intricate. There aren't a ton of moments in the book that use a variety of shadings, but it's really effective because when Shiina actually does go hard on the detail, go hard on the use of heavy blacks and shading and everything else, it really is impactful. And with the simplicity of the character designs, even subtle changes in how they've drawn Aono's eyes makes a world of difference in terms of your reaction and your expectation of what he's about to do. even that scene where the very first time that Aono possesses Korea, it is horrifying. It's like a body horror kind of thing. And I'll maybe put the scene here. It is, yeah, it is so shockingly different than everything else in the book up to that point that you can't help but feel kind of unsettled by it. You realize the wrongness of this thing because of how it's been portrayed in the artwork. And I just think that it's really a powerful thing when, and it just shows you how great manga can be, right? Where that artwork and good writing really just come together to give so much to the audience to clue into. It can tell you so much about the characters without you having to be info dumped on. I mean, I read another manga recently where the character talked about how they were a shut-in, and other than them saying that they had been a shut-in, there has been nothing in their behavior, in the book, in the story, that in any way would make you think that anything traumatic had happened to them to cause them to be a shut-in, etc. On the other hand, when you have a book like this, you can have such a simple scene as one of Korea's classmates not knowing her name, even though it's almost June, so the class is well into the school year. And you realize very quickly, this girl has no major relationships with anyone. She has no close friends. Though even the way that she initially begins becoming obsessed with Aono, you kind of go, wow, like a lot of this is all just in her head. It's just how she's obsessing about something and playing it through in her head over and over, and there's no one in her life to talk her down. It is very, very good in terms of how it's written, and it sets so much up in the book in terms of even understanding why Korea becomes so despondent over Aono's death that she wants to end her life. Why her desire to keep him close to her, even though he's a ghost, even though sometimes his behavior is maybe frightening. Why she stays, why she keeps him around. I haven't read any interviews with the mangaka for this, but you just can't, I can't help but look at it and see sort of a lot of allegories about like toxic relationships and, you know, having trouble defining yourself as yourself separate from a relationship that you find yourself in. I don't know where this is going to go, and I don't know if the themes of this book down the road are going to really bear that out, but I don't think anybody could read this book and not get that sense of it. You know, especially this first volume. And there's all sorts of ideas and thoughts and themes thrown out. There's one character, Mio, who's this shut-in that Korea meets, and Mio is a horror fan. And it's really cool because you can tell that she's going to sort of occupy this knowledgeable figure position in the story. But we also don't know why Mio's a shut-in. And she makes this statement about how horror makes sense because it has rules, whereas real life is scary because it doesn't. And it's such a good moment, and I don't know if it sort of foretells that this is going to be like a pure horror. It's not like Aono-kun was a bad dude in real life, like I've said, you know, I kind of get that spidey sense tingling about, but regardless, it doesn't matter. Just the fact that I see it as a possibility adds depth to the story and makes it so that it's far less predictable about how this is all going to play out. Overall, I just absolutely cannot recommend I Want to Hold Aono-kun So Badly I Could Die. I can't recommend it enough. Provided, of course, that you dig, you know, horror, and I don't just mean boo scary, like a little bit of horror, body horror, you know, a little bit of organic horror, you know, as well as just this sense of just this unsettling feeling through things. It just takes two genres that are typically so far apart and blends them together so well. Yeah, there's just the writing. Like I said, it's the writing. The artwork definitely complements it, but this is not a book that I would say, oh, the artwork blew me away. It's just used very effectively and used so well in tandem with the story. So overall, definitely recommend this one. It is a bit of an older series. The first one came back in 2017. Actually, the 10th volume will be coming out later this month in English. It's already out in Japan, obviously. So, in some ways I'm jumping on the bandwagon late on this one, but it's kind of cool because it means I've got a bunch of volumes I can binge right out of the gate. This one also had a live action adaptation made of it, believe it or not. I thought that was kind of strange to me. I would have thought it would have made a banner anime, but yeah, it's got a live action, which I have no idea if you can find it to watch it anywhere here in North America. If you can, let me know in the comments down below, because I'll probably check it out once I've obviously read a lot more. I don't want to spoil anything. So if you check this one out, or maybe you've already read it, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Please keep them spoiler free, not just for the benefit of other people, but for mine too, because I don't want to be spoiled on what happens next. In any case, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, give it that thumbs up. That helps a ton. And I will see you soon in another video. Till then, bye-bye for now.